It's chock-a-block with hopeful sellers, so let's get stuck in.
Hello, Paul. I'm David.
Will David
Hi,
help
David.
me
Nice
splash
to
the
meet
cash for
You've
Paul's
got a very nice
watercolour?
painting in here. This is something you've had a long time?
About 15 years.
You bought it 15 years ago?
No, a dear uncle of mine gave it to me about 15 years ago.
Did he?
He did, yes. Very nice gift.
Very nice
and,
painting, yeah.
Yeah, I like it, yes.
It's Whitby, yeah.
Whitby, yeah.
There's the ruins up here. Typical little street scene.
Yeah.
And it's by quite a well-known artist,
Yeah,
Walter Emsley.
yeah.
This was probably painted looking at the frame and everything, and the mount probably about 1900 or 1890, thereabouts.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So, tell me, Paul, why are you selling such a lovely picture?
Well, I like it, but my wife's not too keen, which I can understand and respect.
Watercolours have had the moments. Paintings, oil paintings are more popular, I would say. But I like the pictures, especially with it being sort of fairly local interest to me, East
Yeah.
Coast. So you've done a bit of research on this painting, so you might know what it's worth then in money.
Not really. I think I'm not 100% au fait with the valuation, but I know what it's worth to me, anyway, because I think it's only going to go one way.
Well, I don't know. It's gone that way, sadly, because a few years ago I could have had thought of a lot of people would have bought that picture. But like yourself, young people are just not interested really, and they think it's a bit old-fashioned, blah blah blah. I like it personally, so I'll get some money out and see if I can buy it, and hope I can sell it.
Okay.
Well, you don't want £50 for it, do you, Paul?
No.
No. So I'll put 100 down. How does that sound?
It doesn't sound too good without wishing to offend you.
I like this picture, Paul. I'm going to try and buy it off you. 150 quid.
I was looking for more than that.
Were you?
Yeah.
I'm going to tempt you there. 170 quid.
If you can put a bit more on the table, I'll seriously consider it, because a day with the Duke's worth a few quid to me. At auction.
He's not always right, you know.
Oh, I know.
Paul, £180.
You know, I don't begrudge you making a profit, but I do think it's worth a little bit more than that. It's never been tampered with.
A bit off the frame here. Another
Yeah,
tenner.
no, true. Yeah.
Another tenner, another tenner. Pick a look.
Yeah, but the actual artwork is in good condition.
It is. That's why I've offered you nearly £200 for it. What do you think?
OK, David, we've got a deal. You've been a gentleman.
I like the picture. I'm pleased I bought it.
Paul certainly gave David a run for his money. Now, let's see if Patricia can do the same with her gold brooch.
Never wear it, so hoping to move it along for £450, 500 maybe.
Let's see if he can pin Brenda Haller down to a deal.
Wow, this is really pretty. Where's it from?
It was a gift from my husband about 25 years ago.
Was it new then?
No, it was second-hand, I think.
And, I mean, it's a lovely brooch. It's 18 carat, and it's got little rubies in, little sort of pretty rubies in there. Why are you selling it?
I don't wear it, basically.
You're not a brooch person?
No.
Now, I know it's not new and not within the last 30 years. It's much older than that, but it's in fantastic condition. So the reason I know it's a good piece is because all these petals are movable. So that's a real work of art in itself.
Yeah.
Very pretty. I'm going to try and buy it. We'll get the purse out and see where we go. So I'm going to go 50, 1, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400.
I'd like a little bit more.
Now, Pat, the one thing that our dealer likes is a piece of jewellery. And what you have here is a very nice piece of jewellery. Not in fashion at the moment, brooches, but it's a smart item. £400 to £500 is the estimation. The value of the metal, of the stones, we are estimating at about £450. At 400, it's not enough. Make her open the purse and get some more money out. She may be shaking her head, she may be bluffing us, but we don't care because we know that's a cracking lot.
OK, there's 400 on the table. I'm quite happy to, let me see, go 20, 40, 450. And I can assure you it won't be scrapped at that.
It's good. I'll deal at that.
You'll deal at that? You happy at that?
I am, yes.
Well, we're both happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so pleased I got the brooch because it's just going to add to my collection beautifully. It's not going anywhere else. It's mwah.
Really pleased with the deal. Going away to Cyprus, and the brooch is going to a lovely home.
And well done, Patricia. You got the 450 you were after, so bon voyage. Across the den, Christine's hoping Karen Delmeny will fall in line when it comes to making an offer for her medals.
I believe they're worth between £50 and £80. I would like at least in midway 65.
Let's see how you do.
I always like doing medals because more than the value, I love to hear the story behind them. So is this a family member these were awarded to?
Yes.
They were?
My granddad. And these were obviously in a cupboard, I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about them until my mother died. I've inherited them and I've had them for a number of years.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what to do with them.
Oh, and have you got no family, Christine, that you think...
There's only my daughter and she said
she's probably not...
No.
She's probably not that interested.
No.
Okay. And also, was he in the Lancers? Was that his...
I don't really know what he was in.
Their First World War sort of fairly standard issue medals. We see them quite often as dealers. And I always think they mean so much more to the family than what they do in sort of intangible money, as it were. And it's always a bit tricky to make offers on these. You think you'd like to sell them now and perhaps treat yourself? Okay. I always feel very mean, but I can only put down what I think the market rate is. There's £30 there, Christine.
Christine, I'm rather sorry to inform you, a rather paltry offer.
Yes.
50, 60, 60, 80. They are standard issue First World War. They're worth a little bit more than that. Medals are doing reasonably well in the auction at the moment. Yeah. Unless Meanie Karen doesn't put more than 30 quid, I'm going to say, please, let's go to the auction.
Right, I'm going to put another tenner down. You have got the option of auction. I don't know if you'll do much better, it's a gamble.
Yes, I'll go to auction.
Yeah,
thank
okay.
you.
Well, I hope they do really well for you. They deserve to.
Right, it's off to auction. Will Christine's medals have the sale run standing to attention? Auctioneer Matt Blackmore has his gavel ready.
You sat down with Karen Delmeny and she said £40.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound much for someone that served in the First World War. In fact, it sounds little money at all. They're coming up now with a reserve of 50 quid. I would like to think they will bring more than the £50. That is the reserve. Here they are now. Let's see what happens.
Now, I have a lot of interest here. I shall have to start at the usual figure of £105.
£105, that's more like it. And so there should be.
Any further bids now? 110.
110. I'm surprised at you, Karen. You're normally a good, strong bidder.
120 on the net. No bidding on the phone. I've got 120 on the net. It's against the room bidders and the phone. 120 it is.
OK, £120. We got a little bit of commission to take off that. It's just under £100, about £98. Any idea what to do with the money?
Well, yes, I'm a member of a Stockport Paranormal Club area and it'll pay for one of the invests that we go on.
OK, sounds absolutely marvellous. So on the day, the real deal was here in the sale room, £120. Take away the commission and Christine is going home with 98 quid. Real deal.
How did you come to have this in your possession, David?
I purchased not so long ago. I've done my research on the piece. It's by a Sheffield maker called Thomas Levesey. It dates 1902. It's in an Art Nouveau style. It's a good quality gauge of silver, and I'm looking to sell it, if possible, today for the right price.
Well, you've certainly done your research on it. You've left me absolutely nothing to say about it, really. The only thing you didn't say is how much it weighed. Have you any idea of the weight of it?
It weighs 22 ounces.
Well, you've described it very well. I'm not quite sure if it's what I would call Art Nouveau, but it's certainly a very nice Edwardian piece of silver. And you're quite right, it's a nice heavy gauge of silver as well, and it's in very, very good condition. Now, it took me ages to find the hallmark on this, but it is 1902 Sheffield, and it's quite a saleable item. And something like this I would hate to see scrapped, but the scrap price does actually have a bearing on what you can pay for it, because you have to know at the very least what it scraps for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put some money down. Now, I think you know what this is worth to the penny, don't you, David?
I've got a rough idea.
I think you know exactly what it's worth, but I would like to pay you 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 pounds, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200 pounds, 220, 240, 260 pound, David, for the silver bowl.
It's a fair opening bid, but I think there's a bit of mileage in it left.
One of the first things I learnt when I came into this business is you've always got to leave a little bit of profit for the next man.
Absolutely.
And David will confirm that, won't you, David?
How much is on the table?
260.
OK, 3 to 350 is where both the independents and the auctioneers want to be. It's far too nice to even consider putting into a melt.
Absolutely.
It is a usable quality piece of silver, but I must tell you that there is just slightly under £300, about 296 in silver itself. So if we can get Simon to put 300 quid on the table or thereabouts, would you get more in the auction? Close call. Nice article, see what Simon puts on the table.
OK.
Right, David. £280.
No, I think it's still worth a bit more than that.
£300.
I think we're getting closer.
You know, you've got to leave a little bit for the next man, David.
I've come back in here and I can hear Simon, who is a good wheeler dealer. He's saying, give us a chance here. Now, I'm right in thinking you bought this either at a car boot sale or at a church sale or something like that.
I bought it from a charity shop, David.
You bought it from a charity shop. So what did you pay for it at the charity shop?
I paid £4 for it, David.
However, do they sell something with a hallmark on it for £4 is beyond me. But I'm going to say you've got a very good return here. Give the lad a chance.
Well, one thing's for sure, David, nobody is going to make the profit on it that you have, because there isn't anything like that left in it.
I think, under the circumstances, with what you've told me and what David's mentioned as well, that we can deal at £300.
Shake my hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I've got to ask you this. What charity shop did you buy that in?
Cancer UK.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to do, because I think that's a fantastic cause. I'm going to put down another £10 as a donation to them. Will you contribute the same out of that?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic gesture, and I will match that.
Lovely. Thanks very much for coming in today, David, and well done.
And thank you. Everyone's a winner. The charity shop get a little bit of money. I can put them towards a holiday. So I'm really pleased with the deal. I think it's fantastic.
A profit of £296 certainly isn't bad, David. Next up, will Ian have Brenda dancing to his tune when it comes to making an offer for his violin?
And we're hoping roughly to get between £250 and £300 for it.
Right, let's see how you go.
You brought me a violin.
Violin, yeah.
And 3 bows. Aren't you greedy?
3 bows, yeah. It's just what was in the case at the time, really.
So you don't play it then?
No, it belonged to my granddad.
He played?
I'm not sure if he played the violin, but he had a few musical instruments. He had a banjo that he played, but
yeah.
And I don't know how he acquired this, but
really,
it's been in the family for quite a few years. Yeah.
Has it? Well, it looks like sycamore, the front of it, and I think it's probably German.
Right.
It looks German. I can see on the rest here that it says Dresden, so obviously that's German.
Yeah.
So it's in fairly nice condition.
Yeah.
The bows are quite nice. They've obviously had a little bit of work done to them in the past. I can see here there's a little bit of the wood taken away, so that's through use. I mean, it's dated about 1890, so it's got some age to it.
Yeah.
Well, I've had lutes. I've had banjos, I've had all sorts of things. Let's see if we can tempt you and see if I get a violin.
Let's hope so, yeah.
All right then. 50.
No, I was hoping for a little bit more than that, yes.
A little bit more than
Yes,
that.
I'd say so.
70.
No.
So there's £90 on the table. I think I need some advice from the master.
Okay.
No. She can play a good tune, can this girl? A specialist subject, this. I can only rely on my team. They say this is not a bad bit of kit. $250 to $350. It is a specialist item, probably worth a gamble at the auction house. There are buyers of instruments. Take it to the auction. We might do better there.
Thank you.
I think he's right. It might go for about 200, but I personally don't want to gamble on it.
Yeah. We'll go to auction, I
All
think.
right.
Yeah, we'll take the gamble.
Okay. And I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Get a lot of money.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Many an old tune played on an old fiddle, but this old fiddle ain't going for it.
But will you regret it, Brenda? Let's head over to the sale room to find out.
Now, on the dealer's day, I had your brother with me. That was Ian. Today he can't make it, so he sent you along, Carol.
Yes.
And you're his sister.
Yes.
There is a reserve of £230. The whole question is this. Who's here in the sale room? Is there an instrument buyer? Is there a private collector? I don't know. It needs to find its level. It's certainly worth a lot more than 90 quid. The reserve is £230. Let's see if it's music to our ears. Here we go.
Interesting instrument here. What should we say, 250 for this? Start me somewhere. 250, 180 bid, at 180, at 180 pounds, at 180 bid, 190, 200.
220, it's very near to the reserve.
I'm on the net at 230.
230, it's on the reserve.
At 230 pounds, further bids in the room? No, when I'm selling to the net then, 230 pounds it is. All done and selling.
Nothing in the room with the internet, £230. I think a little bit on the low side, just under £190, £188. Now, what's your first reaction, Carol?
A bit disappointed.
Yeah, well, I feel the same way. Under the gavel, in the sale room, £230. A little bit on the low side, but that's what it's all about. You takes the gamble, you takes the chances. That was the real deal.